Okay, it says I got 18 minutes to make this video. I have to I have to go into my office here and clear up some files. But anyway, this morning I made a video and Facebook came on and partially muted me and said, well, it's because you came across, you had some music violations, so and so and so and so. I hadn't played a thing, right? Man, Facebook is showing up to be such a liar, such a deceiver. you know, thinking they can pull the wool over people's eyes, and it's really got into the crapper. Facebook has. Anyway, I'd like to bring out more on the 3 days of darkness. Trying to ascertain the time is of critical importance, not to be ready for this time, but if you stand back and if you look at the 3 days of darkness, from way back, you can see, if you listen to what Ephraim Rodriguez shared in the past concerning the asteroid impact and the Puerto Rico Trench, that this has to do with a 12.0 earthquake, and he said that this is the judgment hand of God coming into the earth. And so if you stand back and look at the 3 days of darkness, which is a result of that asteroid impact in the Puerto Rico Trench, it's indicating that God is intervening in human affairs to bring forth righteous judgment, right? And so I've been trying to ascertain the time on this. That Stan Johnson of the Prophecy Club, he brought up several videos, presentations by Vicky Parnell, right? And he kind of he likes to connect the dots. I love doing that too, connecting the dots, connecting the various prophecies. And from what he was showing, that the storm that was shown to John Paul Jackson and others that's hitting the west coast of the United States as we speak is a precursor or a sign that a major mega quake is going to hit California, California, Oregon, in Washington states, and all this. This could be the precursor event that David Terrell, God's prophet to the world, saw as a sign of a dead raising revival. He saw a quake hit that actually shook 13 states. 13 states. And the shaking was felt as far back as Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And so we could be talking about the same event here, that this, Stan Johnson was brought up others who saw that this quake was an 8.3, 8.7, 8 point something anyway. That's a large quake. It's going to do a lot of damage, right? And so this could be the wake up event. And so he saw that quake happen, and then he saw he was shown by others that there's going to be 12 suitcase nukes that are going to go off in 12 American cities, right? So you have the storm that's brewing on the west coast as a sign of a mega quake to take place, followed by these suitcase nukes going off, then followed by the deep impact event in the Puerto Rico Trench. That's going to bring about the 3 days of darkness. So, I've been kind of asking myself, is the 3 days of darkness is going to happen later on in the future? It's got to be nice if it does, right? To give us a little bit of time to prepare. And the reason why I asked is that there's a sister in the Lord by the name of Kimberly. I'm not going to say her last name. Kimberly, she contacted me, and she was contacted by a friend who took a snapshot of my Facebook page and sent it to her, says, "You really need to listen to this person." And this is just within the last 24 hours. And then she contacted me this morning, and she shared, posted while we're talking back and forth. I felt led of the Lord to post what she was showing. She just brought out more or less the topics, right, in a short description. And she saw an asteroid impact. That the angel of the Lord came to her and took her above the earth and showed her an asteroid impact to take place in the Atlantic. And she said that the fallout was catastrophic. And so if you back up again and look at it again from above, could this be, if you look at the earthquake, that's a result of the asteroid impact. It's going to cause a fracture that's going to go all the way up the Mississippi River, through the Great Lakes and up into the Hudson Bay. That the United States is going to be divided in two, for America dividing Israel, right? Given into the two-state solution. And this could be forthcoming. This could be right at the door. This could be God intervening and bringing judgment upon Babylon, right? Where America has now become Babylon, the great harlot. So this could be the start of righteous judgment upon the earth. So we're talking about judgment mixed with mercy. That's, so as time goes on, that there will be a time where mercy will come to a close, and it'll be the wrath of God being poured out upon the face of the earth, as it was in the days of Noah, right? But we need to ask ourselves, when is the 3 days of darkness going to happen? I think it needs to be that this window of time needs to be buttoned down, right? That and the reason I'm saying this, if I could set up just a scenario timeline here, could it be that the 3 days of darkness, when it comes, it's going to do mega damage, right? It's going to change life as we know it. And could it be that it's going to usher in a window of preparation to prepare? We're talking about maybe a year, maybe a little over a year's time, 2 years. I would have my doubts, but usher in a window of time to bring about the exodus of souls that the Lord showed me in the 1988 Seven Open Visions, where I saw a 50-mile convoy leave out from the east side of Vancouver, actually Surrey. 50-mile convoy of over 10,000 vehicles got out in the nick of time before the hammer of judgment came down upon Vancouver and the West Coast. And, that this destruction was paramount, happening all the way from Alaska down to Argentina, right? It was a mega quake. It was a giant quake where the whole earth was shaken. The earth was shaken out of its place, right? The whole earth felt this earthquake. And so we know that the destroyer is coming. The governments of the world, they don't share this information with the public. At least Russia has the intestinal fortitude to share that the destroyer is coming, and they're preparing their people. When it comes to America, they don't say a word. You have to go to Pastor Paul Bigley's Thursday night podcast to listen to what Mike from around the world has to share. That's where I get a lot of my information from, and that his information, declassified information that comes from scientific observation, is legit. It's not prophecy. It's not conjecture. It's not conspiracy. You see what I'm saying? So could it be that a window of time is going to open up, and that the 3 days of darkness will be used to usher in this time of preparation, and that this window of time will, when it comes to a close, that it will bring about the pole shift that has taken place many times before in history, that has destroyed civilizations. We're talking about the Red Kachina, right? This is why all that's going on now is because of this. The governments of the world know that there is an extinction level event coming that has taken place before, and they're trying to keep the people of the earth in the dark about it. Lock them down, don't give them a chance to prepare, kind of thing, right? And that's what I'm thinking, that God in his mercy is going to usher in the 3 days of darkness, right, as a physical sign where judgment is being released from heaven, righteous judgment against the earth. Righteous judgment is being released against, to bring in the lost, but also to bring down the wicked, right? The wicked will have a chance to repent or perish. That's what it's coming down to. When the 3 days of darkness happens, if you're a Mason, if you're a Satanist, if you're dabbling in the dark arts, well, guess what? That your demons are going to turn against you and rip you apart. That's what's coming. The Lucifer, the God of this world, is not going to come to your rescue. But if you call upon the name of the Lord, well, you might just see the helping hand of God come to your rescue, right? That's the mercy of God. But could it be that that a window of time needs to be established to usher in the righteous indignation of God upon this planet and against the sins of mankind, to give people a chance to prepare, to put a plan together to escape the coming judgments upon the west coast and the coastlines surrounding the Ring of Fire, right? I'm saying that the 3 days of darkness will precede the Isaiah event where the earth is turned upside down, where there's going to be a crustal displacement caused from this binary twin that's already in our solar system. And Mike from around the world, he attests to this, that there is a binary twin already in our solar system. And at some point, when Nibiru makes its final approach to go out of our solar system, that it's going to cause the Earth to flip, that there would be a pole shift or a crustal displacement where the mantle of the Earth would shift out of its place, right? Right now we're seeing a magnetic reversal between the North and South poles, that the crustal displacement is where the crust catches up with the new North and South magnetic poles. You can do your own research on this. And so it's important to understand, concerning the 3 days of darkness, that when it happens, the times as we know it will change. When the lights come back on, so to speak, after this time, it may be that your light's not going to ever come back on again. But when the daylight comes back again, that there's going to be bodies everywhere, dead bodies everywhere, that the entire earth is going to be shaken out of its place. And what Kimberly shared this morning with me, that it really opened up my eyes. It shook me up, right? And I said, Kimberly, I think it's time for you to share your story with Stan Johnson on the Prophecy Club. And so I've actually sent Stan Johnson on his website. I sent him a request to look up Kimberly, to contact her, and also sent an email request at askstand@prophecyclub. I've used his email address too to make the same request. So I'm hoping that he does, because what Kimberly has to share, what the Lord showed her, is absolutely phenomenal. And she was saying to me this morning that she feels it in her bones that now is the time to share what she has been shown. She's been shown more than just one thing. She's been shown the events leading up to an asteroid impact that's going to hit the Atlantic. All right? So could it be that this asteroid impact is going to happen soon as a wake-up call to usher in a window of time for God's people to prepare for the coming pole shift event? That's a question I'm putting out there. I'm at the 16-minute mark. I need to end it here. This is Don Taylor coming to you from our little place here in Boston Bar, British Columbia. It is the 22nd of March, 2023.